Dear students, welcome to this class. I hope I am audible to you. And also please let me know if the shared screen is visible to you. We'll be starting with the next session today. Okay, thank you. So I'll wait for another 2 minutes or so for others to join. Manav, is the voice fine now? Thank you. I was also thinking that after every 3 tutorials have been provided to you, for example, tut 1, 2, 3, suppose have been provided to you in the tutorial class. After every 3 tutorials, we can have a small doubt class so that if any question needs a discussion, we can discuss that in 15 minutes, 30 minutes or an hour, whatsoever time is taken. So I'll keep on sharing my views on this with you, and wherever the consensus comes that, okay, sir, after 3 tutorials or after every 4 tutorials or after a fortnight, whatsoever we converge as with consensus, we'll do that so that these tutorials keep on going smoothly. I am yet not clear how the students have been should be asked to put the responses of these tutorial sheets as. So no sooner that becomes clear to you, I'll share that information with you. In the meantime, maybe somewhere in rough, you can keep on noting down the responses to all the questions in every tutorial sheet. Okay, students, so should I start? Okay, so we start with the next basic term that is used in the field of industrial metallurgy, and this term is called degrees of freedom. And students, this is very different from the term degrees of freedom that you use in mechanics of machines or dynamics of machines. So here the context of discussion would be industrial metallurgy, that in the field of physical metallurgy, industrial metallurgy, what do we understand by the term called degrees of freedom? Okay, so let's see that. These are the contents that we'll cover in this class. Okay, so let me first of all define this term for you, and then I'll explain this term, and then we'll take up the different cases which would further clarify as to what is meant by this term, right? Okay. Now students, please listen to this definition very carefully. Degrees of freedom present in a materials system under some given conditions of temperature, pressure, composition is defined as the total number of variables for that materials system which can be changed independently without bringing about any change in the existing phases present in the materials system. I repeat what I have said. I have said that degrees of freedom, first of all, would be defined for a material system present under some given conditions, right? I have already conveyed now so many times that whatever term we define in metallurgy for a material system, whether it's phases, whether it's components, it's always defined for a given condition. Given condition normally would mean pressure, temperature, composition. Similarly, degrees of freedom, when we are looking for how many degrees of freedom are present in a material system, we would be looking or we would be observing this material system under some specific conditions of pressure, temperature, and composition. And now, under these conditions, we'll try to see how many different degrees of freedom are available with the material system. But what does that mean? That means that when a material system is under some given conditions, how many total number of variables are there which can be disturbed from their existing value, which can be changed independently. And when I say changed independently, it means that when I'm changing a parameter, and if I'm able to change it independently, it means while changing that parameter, its change did not depend upon any other parameters change. You could do it through your own discretion, and this would become more clear as we'll proceed with this session. So degrees of freedom of a material system are the total number of variables which can be changed independently, and on changing such variables independently, there would not be appearance of any new phase, there would not be disappearance of an already existing phase, which in general means that the existing phases in the system will remain intact, right? Just by spelling out this definition, I'm still very sure that many students would not be able to get it. So it would only be absolutely clear when it would become absolutely clear when we take a few examples, right? Okay, so let's move ahead. I hope you have gone through this definition and you will have some questions in mind, but maybe in a few minutes your queries will get resolved. Okay. Now, who can act as degrees of freedom for a material system? Well, students, any internal variable, any external variable to the material system can act as a parameter which can be degrees of freedom for a material system. Why I am writing this specifically internal variable, external variable, because internal variable is the composition of the material system. And when we take Gibbs phase rule, we generally don't consider the internal variable, that is composition. We only take into consideration the external variables, right? So here I'm making it clear that degrees of freedom, any entity, any parameter, any variable can act as a degrees of freedom, whether it's an external variable or even if it's an internal variable like the composition of the material system. So what would degrees of freedom mean? Degrees of freedom for a material system would mean that how many of these parameters are present in the material system under the given conditions, who can be changed, who can be disturbed from their existing value, and still the phases present in the material system would not change. Now, is that becoming a little clear? Please answer in a yes or no. Or if you have any specific queries at this stage, please put them in the chat box. Or can I proceed? If I can proceed, you just write yes. Okay, I have started receiving questions. Yes, one student is saying that degrees of freedom is the total number of variables required to fully define a system. Yes, you can say that, right? But okay, let me put in another words now. देखिए, जब आप किसी मटेरियल सिस्टम को किन्हीं गिवन कंडीशंस में देख रहे हो, आपका एक मटेरियल सिस्टम है, सपोज यू हैव अ प्योर आयरन सिस्टम, और आप कहते हो सर प्योर आयरन सिस्टम जो है ये ट्रिपल पॉइंट पे पड़ा है। तो बच्चों ट्रिपल पॉइंट तो आपको पता है कि एक खास वैल्यू ऑफ प्रेशर और टेम्परेचर पे आता है। अगर आपने प्रेशर की वैल्यू छेड़ी या आपने टेम्परेचर की वैल्यू को हिलाया या आपने कॉम्पोजिशन को हिलाया उनकी एग्जिस्टिंग वैल्यू से, ट्रिपल पॉइंट गायब हो जाएगा। मतलब तीन फेज को एग्जिस्ट कर रहे थे, अब अगर आपने प्रेशर की वैल्यू डिस्टर्ब की या आपने टेम्परेचर की वैल्यू डिस्टर्ब की या आपने कॉम्पोजिशन की वैल्यू को चेंज करने की कोशिश की, आप किसी भी वेरिएबल को चेंज नहीं कर सकते। अगर आप किसी भी वेरिएबल को चेंज करेंगे, ये जो तीन फेज को एग्जिस्ट हो रहे थे, ट्रिपल पॉइंट मिल रहा था, ये खत्म, ये चला जाएगा। तो अगर आपसे कोई पूछे कि यार कितने पैरामीटर्स हैं आपके पास जिनको आप वेरी कर सकते हो और जो तीन फेज एग्जिस्ट कर रहे थे वो अभी भी एग्जिस्ट करते रहे, आप कहेंगे सर एक भी पैरामीटर नहीं है। तो व्हाट वुड बी द डिग्रीज ऑफ फ्रीडम? द डिग्रीज ऑफ फ्रीडम वुड बी 0। लेकिन कई बार ऐसे होगा कि आपने मटेरियल सिस्टम को देखा और मटेरियल सिस्टम में दो फेज हैं और आप कहते हो सर है तो इसमें दो फेज, लेकिन ये जिस प्रेशर वैल्यू और जिस टेम्परेचर वैल्यू पर बैठा हुआ है सिस्टम, मैं सर प्रेशर वैल्यू को अपनी मर्जी से एग्जिस्टिंग वैल्यू से डिस्टर्ब कर सकता हूं, टेम्परेचर को सर नहीं कर सकता। तो कितने डिग्रीज ऑफ फ्रीडम हुए? 1 डिग्रीज ऑफ फ्रीडम हुआ। या आप अगर कहते हैं कि सर मेरा मटेरियल सिस्टम एक ऐसी कंडीशन में बैठा हुआ है, प्रेशर की वैल्यू, टेम्परेचर की वैल्यू, कॉम्पोजिशन की वैल्यू सर ऐसी है कि मैं प्रेशर को भी अपनी मर्जी से बदल सकता हूं, मैं टेम्परेचर को भी अपनी मर्जी से बदल सकता हूं। प्रेशर बदलने के लिए टेम्परेचर की वैल्यू की तरफ देखने की जरूरत नहीं है, टेम्परेचर को बदलने के लिए प्रेशर में क्या चेंज किया है उसको देखने की जरूरत नहीं है। और सर अगर मैं प्रेशर को और टेम्परेचर को दोनों को बदल भी देता हूं उनकी एग्जिस्टिंग वैल्यू से, वही फेस एग्जिस्ट करते रहेंगे जो पहले एग्जिस्ट कर रहे थे। तो आप कहोगे यार आपके पास तो दो पैरामीटर्स हो गए जिनको आप इंडिपेंडेंटली वेरी कर पाए, एक प्रेशर एक टेम्परेचर। तो कितने डिग्रीज ऑफ फ्रीडम है मटेरियल सिस्टम के पास? 2। इज दैट क्लियर? I hope students it's clear now. Very quickly a yes or no would help me. Otherwise these slides which are now there is another question, sir, we have to keep phase fixed while counting degrees of freedom. Yes, not only the number is to be fixed, even the type cannot change. तो आपको ये देखना है कि आप कितने पैरामीटर्स को इंडिपेंडेंटली वेरी कर सकते हो ताकि जो फेज जितने नंबर में और जितने टाइप के एग्जिस्ट कर रहे थे वही एग्जिस्ट करते रहें। सपोज आप कहते हो सर मैंने पैरामीटर्स हिला लिए, नंबर ऑफ फेजेस तो सर फिक्स्ड रह रहे हैं लेकिन उनका टाइप कुछ बदल गया, पहले सर सॉलिड प्लस लिक्विड था, अब सर लिक्विड प्लस गैस हो गया। नो नो नो, phases whatsoever were existing in number as well as in type must remain the same. Then only the parameters that have been changed are independent parameters and are I'll give you an example now. So let's move to the next slide. Let's move to the next slide. Now somebody is asking, sir, what about the weight? Which weight are you talking about? This is Sanchit. Sanchit, which weight? Please type in. Now somebody is entering now. तो यार ये बच्चे समझते नहीं है। हाँ जी, Okay, so let me, he is not responding. Weight of constituents. No, I am not getting your question. Yes, when you are changing weight of constituents, and even with change in the weight of constituents, if the existing phases are not getting disturbed, composition is a degree of freedom then. I hope it is fine now. Okay, so let's move to the next slide. Okay, thank you. Now students, here to explain this term further, we are using a unary system, a pure system, and that pure systems, whatsoever it is, we are drawing its equilibrium diagram. Now first, please look at the equilibrium diagram. We have pressure on the y-axis, we have temperature on the x-axis. You can generally do the reverse of it also. Most generally, otherwise, temperature is on the y-axis and pressure is on the x-axis, but hardly makes a difference. Only the shape of this diagram will get changed a little bit. So here we have taken these two x's. Composition is not a variable because it's a pure system. Composition remains 100%. For example, if it was say pure water, so composition is 100% H2. So the only two parameters which actually can change and can act as degrees of freedom, these parameters are pressure and temperature. And in this equilibrium diagram also, you can see that as the, what is the equilibrium diagram basically showing you? It is showing to you that at different values of pressure and temperature, what are the different phases existing in the system. Now in this equilibrium diagram, you can see that there are three single phase regions. This phase region has been marked as the gas region. So if your material system has got pressure and temperature that it falls somewhere in this region, it would always exist as a single phase gas phase. Here in this region, if you have a pressure and temperature for the material system so that it lies in this range, again there would be only one phase present in the system, but the phase type would have changed and now it would be liquid phase. And similarly, you have a third single phase region over here. Similarly, students, if you were having a pressure and temperature for this material system that you were lying on these lines are called two-phase equilibrium lines or two-phase boundaries, because when the material system is exactly present on this line, which is the partition of two single phase regions, then there are exactly two phases present in the system. For example, if your material system had a pressure and temperature that it was lying at this point where my cursor is lying at the moment, you would have said, sir, my material system will have two phases in it, solid phase and gas phase, right? So this is another two-phase region, this is another two-phase region. For example, if material system is lying at this temperature and pressure, that its temperature composition point is this, as is being shown by the current position of the cursor, there would have been again two phases present in our material system, liquid as well as solid. And there are three single-phase regions, there are three two-phase regions, and here you have this last seventh region, which is the triple point. So here you have all the three phases coexisting, solid, liquid, gas. Now there are 7 different regions present in this equilibrium diagram. And for all these 7 different regions, we have to see how many degrees of freedom are there with this material system. And what type of a material system is this? Because this is a one component material system, this is a unary system. So what can be asked from you, that when you have a unary system and that unary system has got one phase in it, how many degrees of freedom are available with it? The same would apply to these other single phase regions. Whatsoever is the answer for degrees of freedom, same would be for these single phase regions also. Second, you can be asked that when your unary system lies in a two-phase region, when it has got exactly two phases in it, how many degrees of freedom are available with it? Whatever is the answer to the degrees of freedom, the same would come for these other two single phase regions also. And the third thing that can be asked from you is that when your material system, a unary material system, is at its triple point and three phases are coexisting in it, how many degrees of freedom are available with it? And so we'll discuss. So how many cases there, students? Though there are 7 different regions, right? But there are only 3 broad regions. We have one phase regions, we have 2 phase regions, and we have a 3 phase region. And whenever my material system is in any of these regions, I have to tell how many degrees of freedom are present in the materials system. Okay, now this diagram that I have now shown with regards to this slide, I'll talk about when the material system was at a pressure and temperature, that it was lying in a single phase region. So in this figure 5.1, which represents the equilibrium diagram of a pure substance, there are 3 single phase regions, there are 3 2-phase regions, and there is 1 3-phase region. So what would be case 1? Case 1 would be that let us check that when my material system is present at a temperature and pressure, that it has got only 1 phase in it, it lies in a single phase region, then how many degrees of freedom are available with it? But just degrees of freedom, you can represent either DOF all capital or simply F. The choice is yours. Both these No, not necessarily. Somebody is asking that do all unary systems possess all the 7 regions? No, some may possess less, some may possess more. For example, if you look at unary system of pure iron, you will have far more regions as compared to what you are seeing over here. Right? I hope, Manoj, I have answered that. I'm waiting for your response. Is that clear? Okay, thank you. So students, what you need to realize is that when you are for a unary system, whenever you are in a single, taken here an example that suppose the temperature composition of the point was A. That means it was at pressure PA and had a temperature TA. So it is lying in a single phase region. The single phase region is gas. I have to see now, first I should know that what all parameters can be changed for the material system, because those parameters would be the ones who can act as degrees of freedom. So as this equilibrium diagram is showing to me that there are 2 parameters which can change for the material system, and those 2 parameters can act as degrees of freedom. So one is pressure, the other is temperature. Now I have to check for these 2 parameters that which out of these 2 or both or none can act as a degrees of freedom. What do? I have to see that I am at this position, point A, temperature composition point A for this material system. Can I change the value of pressure from the existing value so that the phases do not change? And as I make this change in pressure, I would be able to say that I am able to make the change in pressure independently only if for changing the value of pressure, I don't have to worry about, or I don't have to see how the temperature is changing or is not changing, means there is no dependency. So students, you can see that when you are at point A, pressure is PA, you can change the value of pressure from say PA to somewhere say over here, PB. And still you are lying in the single phase region. And as you changed this value of PA of the material system from PA to say PB, you didn't even have to look at the value of temperature. Is it getting changed, or I have to change the value of pressure according to some changes in the value of temperature? No, there was no dependency of the pressure value on the temperature value. So you wanted to change, you can change it and bring the pressure value over here. You could have changed and brought the point is not that I can change to any extent. The point is whether I can change the pressure value from an existing value. Can I disturb the existing value of pressure and still the phases remain unchanged? You can clearly see that yes, you can do that. Similarly, students, when you were at point A, you could have changed the temperature value of the system from TA to TB. And when you were changing the value of pressure from TA to, TA dash, you didn't have to worry that this change, you yourself decided whether the value should be changed to this or to this or to this. The point is that could you change the value from TA to anything else? And you have seen in the slide that I am showing, you have changed the value from TA to TA dash. You didn't have to look at the value of temperature. You have not changed even the value of pressure. You didn't have to look at the value of pressure. So pressure value, initially I discussed, could have been changed independently and still the phase remains the same what were existing in the material system. The temperature value could also be changed without having dependence on the value of pressure. That means both pressure as well as temperature can be changed from their existing value when the material system is in this single phase region. So both are acting as degrees of freedom, pressure also, temperature also. And thus the conclusion is that, sir, for my unary system, when it is in a single phase region, there are 2 degrees of freedom, pressure as well as temperature. Students, is that clear? Or if there are any queries, please ask me. When we'll discuss the 2-phase region, the things would even become more clear. So, but still at this point in time, if you have any questions, you can ask me. Okay, so let's move to the second case now, that I have a unary system. And that unary system is now lying in a 2-phase region. Currently I discussed with you, just now I discussed with you that if a material system is in a single phase region. And students, whatsoever conclusion I drew over here, the same logic can be given for these other single phase regions also. So when you are in this liquid phase region, single phase region, you could disturb the value of pressure independently, you can disturb the value of temperature independently, and still the phase present in the system will remain unchanged. So that means both pressure as well as temperature are degrees of freedom in any single phase region. Now, 2-phase region, this is going to be interesting. Now, let me assume that I was present at pressure PB and temperature TB. So my material system is present at a temperature and composition that it falls in 2. Chadda Saab is now asking me to admit him. Oh, Dronji, welcome. Dron Chadda, welcome beta, but is that the time to enter a class? And 4 or 5 have already left for breakfast. Okay, so let me discuss this. My material system is placed at pressure PB and temperature TB. So its temperature pressure point is given by point B. So this clearly falls in a 2-phase region. My material system under these conditions is containing 2 phases in it. One is the gas phase, the other is the solid phase. Okay, I've received a query. Let me see what is it. Okay, so now I am in a 2-phase region. What I have to do, I have to see that when this unary system, pure system, 1 component system is present under temperature pressure conditions, that it has got 2 phases in it at point B, how many degrees of freedom are available? Who can act as degrees of freedom? As we discussed, pressure can act, temperature can act. What do I need to check? I need to check whether I can change pressure independently, whether I can change temperature independently, means which parameters can be changed independently in a fashion, means which of these parameters can be changed independently, can be disturbed from their existing values, so that these phases, number is 2, type is solid and gas, continue to exist in your material system. Now students, what is the requirement for that? If you want the number and the type of phases which were existing in the system to continue to exist, you must remain on this line. You must remain on this line, otherwise you will lose the existing phases. So now what I have done is, initially suppose I am trying to use pressure as a degree of freedom. I am trying to exercise my control of degree of freedom in terms of pressure. So what I've done, I have changed the value of pressure from this existing value PB to PB dash. This I have done independently with my discretion. I could have changed the value of pressure by descending amount delta P, or I could have changed it at my sweet will to descend amount or to descend amount or to descend amount or to descend amount. What I'm trying to make you understand is that suppose you are trying to use pressure as a degree of freedom, you can change pressure independently as per your discretion by any amount. In this example on the slide, I have changed my pressure value of the system independently from PB to PB dash, making a change of delta P. So pressure has been exercised as a degree of freedom. But no sooner I change this value of pressure from PB to PB dash, a compulsion comes on the value of temperature that necessarily you will have to change temperature from TB to TB dash. Why? So that you do not leave this two-phase equilibrium line. So you can change the value of pressure through your discretion, but the amount of change that has been made in the pressure by you would decide how much of change is required in the value of temperature. So pressure has been changed independently, but change in temperature becomes dependent on it. So there is one independent variable only, and that is pressure. Temperature change became dependent on the pressure change. Now, suppose if you would have changed the pressure independently from here to here, then the condition was that you must change the value of temperature from TB to, this would have been TB dash. So students, there is only 1 degree of freedom, pressure. You could have done the reverse of it. You could have changed the value of temperature through your discretion. You could have changed the value of temperature by your choice. You could have changed the value of temperature independently, but then the change in the value of temperature that you would have brought about would have decided how much of value change in pressure is needed, and then pressure change would have dependent upon the temperature change. So what is the conclusion? The conclusion is that when you have a unary system, and that unary system, one component system, is having two phases in it, it has got only 1 degrees of freedom. You can use that degrees of freedom either in terms of pressure or you can use it in terms of temperature. What is important is that there is only one variable that can be changed independently. Both variables cannot be changed independently. Students, I hope this is clear. Please write a yes or a no. If yes, Harsh, very right that it has 1 degrees of freedom, fine. Okay, one very popular observation that comes every year through one of the students, and this time it has come from Manoj Pradhan. And he very rightly says that suppose, sir, we are in a one-phase region, but we are very near to the two-phase region. Then even a little change could even change the phase. What could be the maximum amount of change we could bring in an independent variable? Excellent question and excellent observation. See, you are not trying to see over here as to when a variable is being changed, to what an extent it can be changed. You are only trying to see that whether any given variable can be disturbed from its existing value or not. Even if it can be disturbed by iota. Suppose आप कह रहे हो कि सर मैं सिंगल फेज रीजन के नजदीक हूं और अगर मैं एक डायरेक्शन में पैरामीटर को मूव कर दूं, सपोज बढ़ा दूं, तो मैं टू फेज रीजन पर आ जाऊंगा. ओ भाई, अगर आप घटाओगे तो वन फेज रीजन में ही रहोगे, या अगर बढ़ाओगे इतना कम कि आप अभी भी वन फेज. कहने का मतलब ये नहीं है कि मैं वेरिएबल की वैल्यू को चेंज कर दूं और जितना मर्जी चेंज करूं फेज ना बदलें. ये कंडीशन नहीं है पैरामीटर पे उसके इंडिपेंडेंटली चेंज होने के लिए. इंडिपेंडेंटली चेंज होने के लिए कंडीशन ये है किसी पैरामीटर की कि क्या उस पैरामीटर की जो एग्जिस्टिंग वैल्यू है क्या उसको डिस्टर्ब किया जा सकता है. जैसे मनोज, आप जो पूछ रहे हो, आप सपोज पूछ रहे हो कि सर अगर मैं यहां हूं, मैं तो सिंगल फेज रीजन में हूं, बिल्कुल क्लोज हूं इस टू फेज रीजन के, तो मैंने तो अगर हल्की सी यहां वैल्यू बढ़ाई तो मैं तो सर टू फेज रीजन में पहुंच गया. तो भाई क्वेश्चन ये नहीं है, देखना तो आपको ये है कि क्या अगर आप अभी यहां हो प्रेशर की इस वैल्यू पर, क्या आप एटलीस्ट एक कोई और वैल्यू प्रेशर की ले सकते हो कि आप अभी भी सिंगल फेज रीजन में हो? तो आप कहेंगे हाँ सर, ये लो वैल्यू, ये लो एक और वैल्यू, ये लो एक और वैल्यू, हर बार मैं प्रेशर को चेंज कर रहा हूं तो मैं सॉलिड फेज में ही रह रहा हूं, तो प्रेशर इज अ डिग्री ऑफ फ्रीडम। सो क्योंकि जो आपने मनोज क्वेश्चन पूछा है, अगर आप सपोज कहो कि मैं यहां हूं टू फेज रीजन में, मैं यहां हूं, क्या मैं प्रेशर की वैल्यू चेंज कर सकता हूं? अभी तो देखिए मैंने वैल्यू चेंज कर मैं यहां आया, लेकिन आप अगर कह दो कि नहीं नहीं सर वैल्यू यहां तक चेंज करो तो नहीं आप यहां आ पाओगे। तो कंडीशन ये नहीं है कि आप किसी पैरामीटर को जब चेंज करते हो तो आप इसको किसी भी हद तक चेंज कर दो। नो, डिग्रीज ऑफ फ्रीडम एक्ट करने के लिए पैरामीटर पे कंडीशन ये है कि भाई तेरे को तब मानेंगे कि तू इंडिपेंडेंटली चेंज हुआ अगर तू अपनी एग्जिस्टिंग वैल्यू को छोड़कर कोई भी एटलीस्ट एक और वैल्यू ले सकता है या एक से ज्यादा, कि फेज ना बदले। आई होप इट इज क्लियर नाउ। Very quickly, please tell if it is clear. If it is not, I'll again try to repeat. मनोज जी बताइए। Okay, thank you so much. So students, finally we come to this last. Okay, you can go through it when I'll upload the slides. And this last is that when your unary system lies in three-phase region, when it's at its triple point, but your triple point would always come at a unique value of pressure and unique value of temperature. You can neither change the value of pressure nor you can change the value of temperature. So there are no variables available who can be changed independently without bringing about a change in the existing phases. So you cannot change anything. There are 0 degrees of freedom. So what's the conclusion? The conclusion is that if I have a one component system, unary material system, and if it has got phases equal to 3, F or DOF is 0. So I hope it is clear. And these are the conclusions that for a one component system, if there are 2 degrees of freedom, when there is one phase present, there is 1 degrees of freedom when there are 2 phases, and there is 0 degrees of freedom when there are 3 phases coexisting in the material system. I hope it is clear to everybody. And now we'll meet on Tuesday. If there are any questions, please put down in the chat box. Otherwise, you can leave the meeting. Thank you so much for being there.